sir. We live. We back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. So, hey, if that's your particular style of play, man, come on over and hit that subscribe button, man. Even if that's not your style of play, it's still one of the best spots you can be in. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Turn the notification bell on. And you know I gotta ask just one small favor on you. It's not gonna inconvenience you too much, man. Just hit that like button for your boys. Greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. This is my starting 5. If it's your first time here, well, I'll give you 5 plays that's more than likely going to be in my player pool. But before we get into that, man, let's go over my lineup review. Talk about my best lineups from yesterday's slate, all right? Got it queued up for you. Let's get right into it. Yesterday on DK was a break-even day for me, man. Lost my one lineup on FanDuel, but it was a high-scoring night last night, man. You had to have it, really have it together. Super high-scoring night, but we managed to break even over here on DK. This is my best lineup. This was in the $5 single entry, I believe, over here. Yeah. Came in 182nd place. Alex Caruso at the top, man. Just a different value piece. Figured he would pick up more minutes, especially playing against the Suns. They use Caruso to guard the perennial powerhouse guard. So the Bookers, things like that. He guards pretty much the other team's best player. So I knew he could probably pick up some more minutes, especially with Zach LaVine being out over here. Just got him at low on here, 6% on. 32 fantasy points for him. And I was looking for a few spaces to get different because I knew Anderson, Walker, and Reed was going to be like the Holy Trinity yesterday, man. Everybody was going to have them. I liked them too as well. So, especially when we got that news that Anthony Edwards was questionable during half the day, that took me off a little bit of my Edwards shares. But I still got a lot of them, and that just ended up hurting me with Cat over there playing great. But Caruso was solid for us. Sam Merrill, 13% on, man. Once we got LeVert ruled out, my man Cam was on it early, man. Sam Merrill, I've been playing Sam Merrill too. We like Sam Merrill over here, man. We seen Manila when we play him. So 4,800, man, 14% on. He gave us 37 fantasy points. Big night from him. Kyle Anderson, man, 3,700. Listen, the game was competitive. Didn't see Minnesota losing, which they did. So that hurts blowout run for guys like Kyle Anderson and Nas Reed. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was getting the start regardless with Conley being out. He was an okay performance, 63% on. But guys like Anderson, Reed, they got hurt by the game being tight, but also by Cat having a historic day like that. That's why Anthony Edwards didn't perform as well. When you got a superstar that is going absolutely insane, which is what Cat was doing, absolutely insane, it just siphons from everybody else fantasy. And when you get that hot and you're cooking like that, most teams, NBA teams, usually look to feed you the ball. So that's going to lower the fantasy outlook for everyone else. And that's pretty much what you had. When you have somebody have a historic day like that, pretty much the rest of the team ain't did too much, and that's what happened with all the Minnesota value pieces. So Kyle Anderson let you disappointed at 44%. Reed sure enough disappointed though. I ain't see 7 coming from him. I think he at least get like 20, 25, something there, but that really hurt me, man. Rest of this lineup, I had Giannis and Embiid in here. It was just so much value, like I said, between Anderson, Walker, and Reed, and I liked it, Merle. I had so much values. I knew the superstars were definitely in play. I got the Giannis and Embiid in this one. I had some lineups with Luka and Embiid. It was just so much value. You could build whatever you wanted to build. But Giannis was okay right here, 11K, 81, better than okay. But could have got a similar performance by going Cat and saved a lot of salary. That probably was the move. Embiid just showed out, man. Just showed out. 70 real life points. Just utterly ridiculous. Alexander Walker, like I said, he was straight. And then I got Wendell Carter Jr. down here. And I told you yesterday on the video, they just got to keep it real and give me the minutes. They only gave him like 27, 24. So they played with the minutes a little bit. I was hoping he can get 30 plus, but he was still okay at 5,400. Didn't kill you, but he didn't help you either. Just middling performance from him. FanDuel, 274. This was a $10 single entry. Had some quickly. Kobe White did his thing for me over here. at 8% on 57 fantasy points for him. Big outing. Quickly was just okay. Expected a little. That's another game that I saw the Grizzlies winning there. I didn't really see them winning in that spot, but they did get it done. Kelly Oubre, big letdown here. I told y'all when I think a game gonna be a blowout, I like to look for the role players and pieces like that. But the problem here, once again, this game was not a blowout. The Spurs were in it. They were competitive throughout much of this game. So that blowout didn't happen. He just played his normal role and had an off night shooting. Chris Middleton here, 19% on 36 fantasy points from him. No real ceiling performance from him. Once again, Giannis had a big night. Like I said, when Giannis and them superstars having big nights going crazy, it's usually rough on everybody else. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 73% on 23 fantasy points. Ant was over here, my boy. Told you I was playing him, man. Only 30 fantasy points for him. Got off to a super rough start. I don't know if the illness or anything had anything to do with it, but I know Cat big performance had something to do with it. Jaren Jackson here, another guy I was heavy on yesterday. Came through with a nice performance for me at 50% on. Gave you 56 fantasy points. Kevin Knox just trying to get different with the value piece again, man. Didn't want to go to another read here. And then I got Aldama here. This was originally Xavier Tillman, but once we saw he wasn't starting, I pivoted down to Aldama. He gave me 23 points. Didn't hurt me, but didn't help me either. So, like I said, just missed the money over here on FanDuel. Broke even on DK. But let's get to today's slate and today's 5-gamer, guys. I got it queued up for you. Let's talk about it, all right? At the top, man, I like Jamal Murray, 8,400, going against these Indiana Pacers. You should all know by now, the Pacers, Wizards, they're just good fantasy matchups, up-paced games, no defense. Jamal Murray coming off a rough one, had a tough shooting outing, went for like 7 for 23 or some craziness in the last time out. I expect them to correct it in this spot. The Pacers are going to push it, get up and down, man. I think this bodes well for Jamal Murray. I like him in a bounce-back spot here going against these Pacers tonight. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Brandon Ingram, 7,600. Your thumbnail, man. He's just been playing well recently over the past 2 games. Nice matchup here against the Jazz. The Jazz has been staying in games. They've been very competitive, so he should get his full run here and get pushed here. I like Brandon Ingram. I like the price tag. I like the matchup. Sign me up. At the small forward, man, I want to look at Rui Hachimura. Now, the big news of the slate, we already know there's no LeBron. So that's going to mean, to me, that's going to mean more minutes for guys like Rui, maybe a few more minutes for Christian Wood. But I definitely want to get to Rui Hachimura. He was in the starting lineup last time out, I believe. I expect him to come into the starting lineup again for LeBron here in this spot and play big minutes. I like Rui Hachimura here for 3,700, early value piece. That being said, no LeBron, sign me up for AD, 10-2. He's going to have to carry the load, man. It could get rough out there, though. The Clippers could hand it to him here in this spot. But AD should be able to take full advantage down low against whoever they throw out there, be it Plumlee or the other kid, Tice. Whoever they throw out there, he should easily be able to handle that matchup. I expect him to dominate down low. And if the Lakers are competitive at all, it's going to be on the back of Anthony Davis playing well. So, like getting him at 10-2 with no LeBron. And then at the center spot, another value piece. I want to look at Precious Achiuwa. Now, we're going to have to keep an eye on that Isaiah Hartenstein news. He rolled his ankle, Sunday or whatever, and Achiuwa picked up the extra minutes. So if Hartenstein is out, which I'm anticipating, they held him out of practice yesterday, so we have to see how the morning shoot-around goes, but I think he may possibly miss again, and if he does, I think Achiuwa steps into the starting lineups and should see plenty of run. He's a very solid fantasy producer we know from his days in Toronto, so definitely going to keep an eye on that starting lineup, but definitely want to get to some Precious Achiuwa if he started. There you have it, man. Your starting 5 for DraftKings: Jamal Murray, Brandon Ingram, Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, and Precious Achiuwa. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. They for sure gonna be in mine. All right, let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. At the top, man, I want to look at Anthony Simons, 7,400. It's always a wild card, Anthony Simons. I like the spot play him here, especially on a smaller, condensed slate. It's one of these spots I'm going to play him. Now, you know what you get with Anthony Simons. He's highly scoring dependent. Not a lot of peripherals to go over there. But he can get it going, and when he get it going, he's going to let it fly against anybody. I'm going to take some shots on. Like I said, it's a smaller slate, 5 game, a little more condensed. So, even though it's kind of a tough matchup, the Thunder play solid defense. Anthony Simons is a guy that We seen it. Like, when he gets on fire, just get out of the way. I'm going to take a chance on him right here. They're going to need some of his scoring. Give me some Anthony Simons at 7,400. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Austin Reeves, man, 6,100. Plenty of work to go around for him. D'Angelo Russell, more for AD. No LeBron, just frees up so much usage and ball handling and shot opportunity. All of the above, man. Definitely want to look at some Austin Reeves for 6,100 here in this spot. Anticipate him picking up his workload and picking up his averages with no LeBron out there. At the small forward, it's your thumbnail, man. I'm staying with Brandon Ingram, 8,100. A little more expensive over here on FanDuel, but I'm perfectly fine with it. Great matchup against the Jazz. I expect him to continue the way he's been playing the past two games, really coming into it, getting a little more aggressive. I like Brandon Ingram here in this spot. At the power forward, I want to look at Christian Wood, man, 5,300. Like I said, I expect him to possibly pick up a few more minutes. It's a lot of ways this can go well for Christian Wood. One, with LeBron being out, they could just choose not to let AD go that hard and he can get some more minutes. This game could possibly turn into a blowout as the Clippers have been playing very well, and that could lead to Christian Wood getting more minutes. If AD get in any foul trouble, tweak anything, you know it's AD. Everything leads to Christian Wood getting more minutes. Like I said, I expect him to pick up a few more anyway with LeBron out, but we'll definitely have to see. I like getting the Christian Wood, though, at 5,300. I should see an increased role with no LeBron James. And then round out that center, man, give me Nikola Jokic, 12-1. Great spot against the Pacers, man. You know, FanDuel, you got to get your center right. I'm just paying up the guys like Jokic, paying up the guys like AD. Probably be mainly my center pool over here on FanDuel today, all right? I ain't got to break it down, man. You know, it's the Joker. You know what he's capable of. Live for a triple-double every time you step in the gym. Get you some Jokic against these Pacers, all right? There you have it, my starting five for FanDuel. Nikola Jokic, Christian Wood, Brandon Ingram, Austin Reeves, and Anthony Simons, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine. Y'all know, any question, comments, or concern, hit me up in the comment section down below. You can hit me up on Twitter. Talk to me. I talk back, man. That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.